I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you.
Okay, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, everyone. So yeah, we are back with our top-down shooter game in Unreal, जितना हम लोग ने लास्ट टाइम किया था. We will continue today and let's see कितना हम लोग का होता है. पहले we'll see क्या हम लोग का हुआ था. Then वहाँ से what we want to achieve right now. हम लोग देखते हैं आज के goals. ठीक है. So last time we had made this guy skeleton. And हम लोग उसको spawn कर रहे. We had given it like projectiles or something to spawn. And अभी तक it's not damaging us but it exists. उसका सब mechanics है, सिर्फ damage देना बाकी है हमारे main player को. And player को अभी फ़िलहाल melee attack से damage पड़ता है. And we have a grenade जो basically पूरा blast के लिए है. And grenade में भी currently we don't have limitations. For example yes हम लोग blast ये सब कर सकते हैं कितने भी. तो एफ पी एस हिट तो होता है बट ऑल्सो इट इज़ टू ओ पी, तो हम लोग को वो भी थोड़ा सा कम करना है. उसको वी कैन गिव इट टाइमर और वी कैन गिव इट लाइक every time we kill someone we get a bar that fills so that we can regenerate that ability. But I think timer पे it is better than based on killing, because maybe if we don't have a lot of enemies in our wave, basically I'll try to create like a wave system. तो waves में अगर मे बी स्टार्ट में we only have maybe 5 to 10 enemies, तो it's not much for me to kill and then मैं ability भी regenerate कर रहा हूँ and then मैं grenade कब मुझे मिलेगा I don't know. So for now I'll keep it on timer maybe and later on we'll see अगर कुछ better way है तो उसका. And also if you have any suggestions तो हम लोग मे बी वैसे टाइप के कुछ abilities इसमें हम लोग डाल सकते हैं. For now we have our firing mechanics and just one grenade, so we can add something else later on for our main character for MJ. And enemies के लिए तो we have 2 or 3 more enemies to add. एक जो main था type which was basically जो दूसरे enemies को spawn करेगा and it will give us like a projectile दूर से, it can throw like a energy ball or something like कामे ऐसा दूर से फेंकेगा वो. तो वो टाइप का एक एनिमी मेन है जो हम लोग बना सकते हैं. इनको हम लोग डैमेज का सिस्टम करंटली वी कैन क्रिएट एंड एक छोटा सा वेव सिस्टम हम लोग इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं विथ लाइक गिविंग आर प्लेयर थोड़ा सा लिमिटेशंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ द अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम्स वी कैन यूज़ द ग्रेनेड. ओके, सो ग्रेनेड में अगर सपोज़ मुझे कुछ टाइमर ऐसा डालना है तो पहले आई थिंक वो कर लेते हैं, मे बी थोड़ा सा इजी है वो करना. So inside blueprints I have these projectiles, bullet, grenade and arrow. हाँ आई थिंक फर्स्ट थिंग मैं वो करता हूँ कि एरो शुड गिव मी डैमेज सो दैट आई कैन सी कि कितना डैमेज है. अभी करंटली आई हैव दिस स्पॉनर विच इज़ स्पॉनिंग ऑल दीज डिफरेंट enemies but I just have like this on random. तो randomly या तो goblin या वो ranged skelly currently spawn हो रहे, which I think is a lot because goblin should be more than the normal skeletons, because ये skeletons थोड़े ranged attack मारते तो they are like more troublesome because वो दूर दूर से भी मुझे मारते हैं. I can't like get close to them, and अगर वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ जाते हैं तो either I can reduce their fire rate or I can just reduce the amount of skeletons that I'm spawning. तो that depends on the balance of the game. वो जितना लोग गेम खेलेंगे उतना ही समझ में आता है कि क्या ज़्यादा ओवर पावर्ड है. Is it like more difficult so that I will spawn less amount of skeletons, or maybe it's too easy with less amount of skeletons, so I'll keep the same amount of skeletons and I'll just reduce the amount of arrows or their fire rate basically of the arrows. So for example this is the guy and इसका fire rate depends on this basically. Currently it has a 0.5 duration of its thing and we are just playing this attack animation. and this is, we can promote this to a variable and call it a fire rate. So currently, actually this is not the fire rate, we keep playing the montage again and again. हम लोग का montage का जितना पूरा range है, like basically this duration is basically the fire rate, because as soon as this is completed, I'm starting my attack again. So if I want to add a fire range, I need to add a delay first here. Okay, this will be my actual fire rate. If I add like a 0 delay, currently my fire rate is based on my montage. I can't make it faster because fast करूँगा तो मुझे montage थोड़ा सा clip करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा short. तो I'll just add it here, and this is my actual fire rate. And ये जो delay है, this is different. This is basically to sync up my arrow with my montage, because मेरे montage में I don't shoot as soon as my montage starts. I shoot, or sorry, this skeleton shoots here, like on this frame, which is like 20 frames after, like when he releases his fingers, जब वो ऐसा ओपन कर देता है, तो दैट इज़ लाइक व्हेन ही इज़ लॉन्चिंग. तो ये टाइम है जब मेरा एरो लॉन्च होगा. तो दिस इज़ द डिले दैट आई हैव टू पुट फ्रॉम ईयर टू ईयर. I can technically just use a notify, and basically on the notify I can spawn the arrow, or I can just put a delay there. So if I do use a notify, let me try and see if the notify begin works here. Suppose यहाँ पर on the 16th frame I will add a notify. Now inside here I have to use this montage notify, play montage notify. This is the one that I have to use, and I can call it my arrow release, just arrow release frame I can say, but just arrow release should be fine. Okay, and यहाँ पर when this notify begins, I will spawn this arrow, and for now I will not put this delay, and I'll spawn the arrow on the notify. ठीक है, देखते ये होता है या नहीं. And yes, I think it's working properly. अभी भी उसका जो हाथ का एनिमेशन है, as soon as he releases his hand, तो वो बो फायर हो रहा है. ठीक है, so that is proper. So we don't need this delay. Basically we don't need to calculate every time, because वो delay is also added with this. So we can just do this like this, and I can collapse it to a function if I want, and just call a spawn arrow function. But this is not that much of a trouble for me, तो इसको ऐसा function में डाल के ज़रूरी नहीं है. I'll add a delay here, fire rate. Okay, if I increase this to suppose 2, my skeleton should wait for 2 seconds. Now this guy is just standing, skeleton, and after 2 seconds he shoots again. So this is also one thing that I can increase with difficulty. The more further you go in the game, the lesser is their fire rate, or the higher you can call the fire rate, but technically it's a number which we will reduce. So currently it is 2, we can make it like 1 second, half second, ऐसा. So I'll keep it to 1.5, or हाँ ठीक है 1.5 for now. That is one thing done. Second thing, अभी damage देना है हम लोग को. So when this arrow is hitting us, which is this collider, which is set to overlap with our pawn. So when this thing actually overlaps with our main player character, we can get the main player character just to be safe. Technically we don't have any other pawn, but maybe अगर मैं ऐसा कोई step miss कर देता हूँ and I make other enemy also as pawn, which I think I have. ये enemy का type क्या है? Capsule नहीं, it is set to enemy. Yes, So I have made a different object type enemy. So I will only have one pawn in my level, which is this. So here in this arrow I can get my main player character, and then I can to this guy or to this guy apply damage. Okay, now we need to first see how we were handling the damage. Damage was being handled like this, any damage. Now there are two different kinds of damage. There is like any damage, which is basically any kind of damage that comes, but there is also, we can specify a point damage, event point damage, or we have event radial damage. Two types of damages. Any damage will fire जब दोनों भी होगा. Radial damage will only fire when you apply radial damage. Like apply radial damage, apply point damage. So for now we just applying it damage. तो ठीक है अभी के लिए ये. And base damage is my arrow damage. जो सपोज है 20. Every single arrow will give me a 20 health damage, and यहाँ पर आगे आके I will destroy the simple things. यहाँ पर if this arrow hits me, yes, I am getting 20 damage. First I'll get rid of this guy. Yes, and you can also check the hit box, कितना पास या दूर हम लोग को लग रहा है. तो there you can see कि I evaded it. As soon as the arrow disappears, it means it actually touched me. हाँ तो it's good. I think the arrow thing is not so bad. अच्छा hit box है. We can make it more tighter, but I think ठीक है इतना. थोड़ा सा like player को होना चाहिए कि they can evade. थोड़ा सा side में होगा तो ऐसा. Or maybe in the future if we add some ability which can like movement ability, so that our player can dodge or maybe dash or something. So for those kind of things वो उसका hitbox में भी proper होना चाहिए. ठीक है. So now coming on to this random spawning. So we are spawning them of course randomly. We can create a chance for them to spawn. Like I can have my goblin as a 20% or something chance for this skelly to spawn, 80% for my goblin to spawn. Okay, so here only I can add a select node. And for now I can create a boolean, and I can create bool random bool from with weight. This is only good for two things. Okay, I can actually instead of this I have to use make array. Only for two things I can use this random bool with weight. It will give me a weight, basically true या false ही देगा, but 80% of the times it will give me true if I keep the weight to 0.8. तो उसमें लिखा है कि if it is 0.6 return value is true 60% of the time. So if I put it 0.8, this will be 80% of the times I will spawn my goblin. 20% of the times I will spawn my skelly ranged. Refresh and let us check. Get rid of them. Now we'll see how often are the skellies being spawned. They should not be more often than the goblins. Okay, हाँ, और goblins ज़्यादा हो रहे, you can see. तो there is a very rare chance कि skellies होंगे. यहाँ पर एक skelly हुआ है. Another skelly there. स्केली को डैमेज नहीं लग रहा है पीछे से, और मे बी डिड डाई, इट वॉज जस्ट बग्ड आउट. उसका डेथ एनिमेशन आई थिंक प्ले नहीं हुआ. वी विल हैव टू टेस्ट थोड़ा सा. ओके, हियर इज अ स्केली एंड इट इज़ टेकिंग डैमेज, मे बी पीछे से, बट दे विल ऑलवेज फेस मी, तो आई कैंट रियली ट्राई एंड शूट देम फ्रॉम द बैक. मेन थिंग इज़ कि देयर डेथ एनिमेशन शुड ऑलवेज प्ले, ऐसा कुछ बग आउट नहीं होना चाहिए. Maybe when they're in the middle of the shooting animation I can try and kill them, so that could be an off chance जब उसका death animation play नहीं हो रहा है. नहीं, it did play. These guys are annoying. हाँ, okay. Yeah, I think that's the reason. So when they are playing this after they have died, that's the issue, no? So if I go to my main AI, I have created this dead kind of variable. Whenever it dies, basically जब उसका पूरा health हो चुका है कम. So I'm just checking. Yeah, we have created death as soon as health goes less than 0, and if that death is true, we can tell it to stop doing this attack thing. So we can do that in the main base class only. यहाँ पर ही हम लोग check कर सकते हैं. Here, when we are calling the attack here, whenever our move to is successful, we are calling the attack. Here we can check कि if our character is dead, then don't do any of this. But we are disabling tick on death, right? So this should not happen anyway. Yeah, I'm setting tick to false. So this should never happen because this will not be triggered. Correct? Or I can just try it here if my death is true. Get dead, was it? As long as it is false. तो let's check एक बार वो bug वापस आएगा या नहीं. Okay, it died. हाँ, it died बराबर. Correct. I'll try to check with one another skeleton. किसके साथ करूँ? This guy. हाँ, हो रहा है. So I don't know if this solved it or what, but I think it's not happening. अगर आगे वो bug आता है, then we'll look at it. Okay. So we are getting damaged. And और क्या करना था आगे हम लोग को? Yes, grenade. I'll also just create a note on द एनिमी जो मुझे अभी इसके आगे क्रिएट करना है वो मैं पहले एक बार लिख के रख लेता हूँ सो दैट आई डोंट फॉरगेट. Oh, packs. 100 pack, and it was this guy, leech. Yes, create leech, create wave system. Also, I want to create just like a dot crosshair at least, just to show you वो जो offset का अभी भी issues आ रहा है. And grenade का तो अभी हम लोग कर ही रहे हैं. So that will be like here, create grenade limit. Then we'll do these things. अगर कुछ और मुझे याद आता है तो I'll update it. Okay, for now, where do I save this? So grenade limits के लिए we need a timer. Now for a timer, for the player to know कि they have the grenade back now, तो उसके लिए हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? We can create a small UI, like kind of a circle thing जिससे पता चले, or we can create like a bar, or we can just create an icon which glows up when you have the grenade. It like dims when you don't have it or when you've used it. There's a lot of things that you can use. If it's the only ability that you have, then you can use like a circle next to your player. यहाँ पर there can be like a loading type of circle, so that you know कि okay, my grenade is back. But that is only done when that is the primary ability and your game or your character only has 2 abilities. उसके लिए वो चीज़ ठीक है. If your game will have a lot of abilities or maybe like more than 2, 3, so you need to have visual cues in your screen. You need to have like a lot of things on your screen, because the player has to know कि मेरा ये ability आया या नहीं, या ये ability आया नहीं, because it is possible कि the player never uses a grenade, उसको पसंद ही नहीं है. तो that will just be on the UI, but that will not be around the player के around एक circle नहीं होना चाहिए for just an ability which is 1 out of 5 abilities. तो for that we'll have to create somewhere here like health bar के ऊपर नीचे something. We can create a bar for now, or just like a circular bar, something which is like for a grenade, and we'll take like a grenade icon or something. Okay, so inside our HUD I can do that. Circular throbber. Oh no, not the throbber. Maybe I can take the slider, radial slider. Like this is something that we can use, like it goes like this. Angular offset, we don't need. Actually I'll give it a 180 offset, and the angle goes like this. So something like that हम लोग कर सकते हैं. And इसको ट्रांसफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. that's just this. Okay. No, I don't need the handle or the hand. I need the transform, but I don't know. This will not work. Nor will this work. Okay, bar thickness. Yeah, okay, this is the one. इतना ठीक है, I think. No, this is too much. Wait, is it scaling with the screen size? क्या हो रहा है? What? Let's see how this looks in game. Doesn't look bad. If I do it in editor window, and if I change the window size, I don't think it is scaling. The thickness stays the same. वो main चीज़ है जो मुझे देखना था. And yes, it does. So we will use that. We'll basically create a timer which will shoot it from 0 to, like, it'll go full. Once we use it, it is again back to 0, and then it starts the timer as a something. I don't know, if it doesn't look nice, हम लोग उसको कुछ और create करेंगे. But for example, by default, it will start from value 0, it will go to 1. Okay, I will create a custom event for this, which is start grenade timer. Okay, let's just put spaces because blueprint है, चलता है सब. And this is our health update every 0.2 seconds. Update health bar percent with color. Okay, this is all related to our health bar. And I can use my favorite color here in blueprints, black. Cool. Now we will start our grenade timer. We will use this every time we just release the grenade. ये timer start हो जाएगा. Or it can start like once the grenade lands or something, once it's exploded. वैसे तो impact grenade है, it's not taking so long, but maybe in future our grenade takes some time to basically blast. तो तभी हम लोग इसको एक delay पे start करेंगे. But for now we need to make it go from 0 to 1 using this same, like a timer. So set timer by event. This is basically how smooth this will be, the amount of seconds we put here. जितना मैं ज़्यादा time रखूँगा, the more steps we can see when it increases. So point 2 was looking good for our health bar, might also look good for our grenade timer. Let's see कैसा वो होता है. I will promote this to my grenade bar timer. This will loop, of course, and we will create the custom event increase grenade bar percent or value. It's not percent here, it's value. So whenever you increase the value, you need the radial slider, which we have to rename to grenade bar. Set value float or percent. We'll use function, and I did not spell it properly. Grenade. So percent goes from, starts from 0, of course, goes plus we can do plus 0.02, but that is basically how fast we need a timer to go. Okay, so we will take a variable here, which is our grenade timer amount. This is like a timer pace, timer speed, something. What we will do is we will take a percent, we will get value. Actually, I would rather have the variable. Get the value, add maybe this for now, and just set it. Okay, and this will be very like 0.1 is a lot actually. We'll do 0.01. Okay, this is still, it might be too much. देखते हैं कितना fast होता है. And we need this to be triggered every time we release the grenade. तो अब grenade हम लोग कब release करते हैं? यहाँ पर grenade throw, basically here. When we are playing the montage and stuff, when we are setting the physics linear velocity, we can call our HUD and we can tell it कि I have done this thing. So what I can do is I can create an event dispatcher. I think I will do that. Grenade thrown. Again I spelled grenade wrong. And I will call it. Okay, and this guy HUD on initialized, it will subscribe to my event. It will get player character, it will cast to my MJ, which is this, and it will subscribe to grenade thrown. Bind event to or assign bind event to. Now this event is basically this one, start grenade timer. Now there was a way, I think I could just call that event. There was a way कि मैं ये delegate को without attaching like this, I could call it like some, maybe it doesn't exist anymore, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. The only reason I don't like this is because ये wires बहुत overlap होता है every time I call a bind event function. So every time we throw the grenade, we will start the grenade timer. And यहाँ पर of course we need to make this guy stop as soon as we have hit a value of 1. So if this, first we'll clamp it, of course, clamp the float from 0 to 1. But if this value does touch 1, we will stop it. So if this, should I use equal to, because we are using max 1, so I think I can use equal to on a float. If we do reach 1, I will clear this guy. Okay. And yes, that's it. It will start from 0 and it will go like this. ठीक है, देखते हैं कैसे लग रहा है. So it's 0 now. When I throw it, it goes to 1. Now I have my grenade. I throw it. It doesn't reset. So we need to reset it back to 0. Like how it starts from. Actually, it should start from white. Should it? Yeah, it should go back to 0 technically. Or we can just add like a grenade logo, and the logo shows every time the circle is complete, the logo will show. Once we shoot our grenade, the logo will go off and हम लोग को ये slider दिखेगा 0 to 1 जाते हुए ऐसा. तो I can take a grenade PNG, like this. Or this one. I am not a bot. Very nice. Inside my assets, okay, looks like a PNG, and यहाँ पर we will use an image. ठीक है, we can technically create a widget switcher, but I don't think I want to switch in between them. So let's see if we need to. This is my grenade. This is my red circle decal. Okay, does not look so good, I know, but हम लोग इसको बाद में replace कर सकते हैं. The whole point is that you can see this. When you use the grenade, you can't see this anymore unless the whole bar fills up, and then you can see it. So should I use a widget switcher, or for now we'll just keep both of them in the screen at the same time, and this is by default visible, of course not hit testable. My grenade image. Now when this value is done, our whole thing is done here, we will take our grenade image and we will set visibility to true, set it to visible. Okay, and every time we start it here, we will set it to be hidden when we start the grenade timer. So I'll take this, copy please, hidden. Okay. Then we also need to reset our value back to 0. So when we hit this, we need to set this to 0. Okay. So by default it is visible, it goes invisible, comes back. I do it again, now it's gone. Okay, but now I can still spam this, so it starts the timer every time I can do that. So for that we will need to of course add a timer here where I cannot keep doing this. But where do we, if we are adding a timer here like of 5 seconds or something, we need to sync it with this HUD pace, so that जब ये complete हो जाएगा पूरा, then we have the option to throw this again. So basically we need the value of this guy. तो हम लोग प्लेयर कैरेक्टर का इवेंट यहाँ से कुछ एक कर सकते हैं, ट्रिगर टेक्निकली, टू टेल आवर प्लेयर कैरेक्टर कि okay, we are done, like the grenade timer is done and you can now throw the grenade again. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर we'll have to create suppose custom event grenade timer completed. Simple. Once the grenade timer is completed, maybe like I can call a boolean here जिसको मैं true कर दूंगा, and here I will just check कि if that boolean is true I can spawn this. Okay, can throw grenade. I will set this to true because मेरा timer complete हो चुका है. I can throw the grenade. By default also this will be true because I can throw the grenade by default. Now here every time I press I will check like can I throw the grenade. If I can, then I will go ahead and spawn and stuff, but also I will then set it to false, so that it will check okay I can throw the grenade. Now I am in the middle of throwing the grenade, so make it false, so that ये वापस trigger नहीं होगा. But there is a problem that this is being triggered on pressed, but also when I release the key it will directly throw the grenade then, अगर मैंने hold करके रखा है. Suppose यहाँ पर I do this. So now I can't throw. But every time I release, still these things will happen. Okay, so I need to take care of that. And यहाँ पर I'm getting a lot of errors. Error is that I don't have a grenade reference and I'm trying to set it simulate physics. This one. This guy does not exist because हम लोग ने spawn करके उसको save किया है, इसका reference. This does not exist. So that is the error. But now here also we need to check कि every time we have technically spawned the grenade, only then we want to do all of these things on release. So we can just check कि is this grenade valid or no. If it is valid, then we will clear the timer and stuff and we will play the bond touch. Because we know कि अगर हम लोग का pressed ही नहीं हुआ होगा तो this will never be valid. If it is not valid, nothing will happen. So now because we have not called the reset thing, now doesn't matter if I'm pressing F, nothing is happening. Okay, so I will have to go here and I will have to call MJ. I'll call MJ. I will tell her कि hello my friend, grenade timer has been completed. Okay. So now I can throw the grenade. I am spamming F. I can't do anything. But now if I do, I can throw the grenade again. Now if I am holding F now, and जब ये हो गया, if I release the F key, nothing is happening. So I have to press the F key again. Once the timer is completed, I have to press the F key again and only then my grenade thing will work. So I'm spamming F key, nothing is happening. I press it again. Now I can throw. Okay. So now it's just the UI का part कि कितना visual representation I want to show. तो उतना I can like make a glow or make it pop on the screen कि okay guys, I have my grenade back. Or I can just leave it on the player skill to always keep checking left में कि grenade icon available है या नहीं. If the grenade icon is available, that means they can throw the grenade again. ठीक है. So depending on the amount of players that I'm seeing right now, this grenade spawning timer is very like, it's not very quick but it is quick. I think fairly quick because मैं बिना shoot किए मैं सिर्फ grenades पे ही पूरा game ख़त्म कर सकता हूँ. Because of course grenades are too OP in this game. MJ है, MJ को कुछ तो देना पड़ेगा OP mechanic. Okay, so I'll increase the grenade timer and let's see what the error is. Attempted to access the decal. Decal component is not valid. Also one thing that we had created this when we did this spawn grenade.